This video is brought to you by Squarespace. We are back to witness the final nails going to the Star Wars coffin.
And if you don't like the Acolyte, that's fine. It doesn't matter.
May is continuing her mission to kill the 4 Jedi who did something naughty when she was a child, 16 years ago. And she's in another space village. It seems that the Disney Star Wars universe is just Coruscant and then thousands of dirty little space villages. My god, that spaceship design is garbage. It looks like when you're halfway through building a model and those are the pieces left over. Yes, so she's in another village, and this village has its own Jedi temple. I always assumed that when we heard Jedi temple, they were referring to the Jedi's main hangout in Coruscant. I didn't realise that there were Jedi temples everywhere. If this is a Disney addition to the Star Wars universe, they should have come up with a different name for the village temples, so that the one on Coruscant was special, like the Vatican. May needs to break into the Jedi temple. To do this, she has a child awaken the doorbell. So May can attach an overriding device to the outside of the doorbell. I'm pretty sure she could have attached the door opening device at any time, but that's the least of our Jedi Temple setup problems, because we see later on that the room she's trying to enter has a gaping big skylight that she can just jump through at any time. Seems a bit easier. I tell ya, a small home security business could really do well in the Star Wars universe, because with all their spaceships and blasters, they don't have basic sensors and security cameras. I do love how everyone is just portrayed as a scumbag. Scumbags that will let a killer into the Jedi Temple to kill one of the Jedi. Now, I'm sure the kid didn't know what the masked villain was up to, but you think the locals would have some sort of care for the Jedi who supposedly guard their village? Well, this is Disney, folks, so everyone dislikes the Jedi.
And if you don't like the Acolyte, that's fine.
For some reason, I think it's called dumb writers syndrome. May knows the layout of the Jedi Temple and goes straight to the room where the Jedi is she wants to kill, who is floating in some force trance inside a force bubble. The floating Jedi, Master Torbin, is the youngest looking old person I've ever seen. Just think of any guy working at GameStop in the 90s. It's as if they put the fake hair and wig on and then forgot to do the aging makeup. Why you'd cast such a young actor to play middle age is baffling. But this is minor compared to what else we get up to in this episode, so let's just go with the youthful middle-aged 20-something old guy. May does her cringe-inducing
"Attack me with all your strength,"
which doesn't awaken sleeping oldie. So plan B for May is to go on the attack over and over and over again. For a trained killer, she ain't too perceptive. Obviously, the punching and kicking isn't going to work, but she keeps going at it just in case. So again, we see that the idea of the Force is beyond Disney and modern Lucasfilm's comprehension, where size and power don't matter, meaning punching and kicking is useless. But May acts as if she's never seen the Force before and goes at it like a cat stuck in clear wrap, which is bizarre, because in the last episode, she seemed to fully understand how the Force worked in her fight with Trinity, but now she seems all confused and thinks that she can punch her way through the Force. Now, when Disney hired different people to make Star Wars, you'd hope for some new interesting ideas, like maybe having our antagonist use her brain more than her brawn. You would think that seeing a feminine view of conflict would be interesting. How does this small female deal with her smaller frame? Now, I know size doesn't matter, but Yoda wasn't exactly smashing people's faces into tables, and I don't think he or any other character we have met in Star Wars, besides maybe Han Solo, would think it's a good idea to punch and kick against the Force. But Leslye, the lesbian feminist activist, doesn't bring any new ideas, so punching and kicking we will go in this weird scene. May does her old throwing of the knives to distract him, I think, so she can stab him, I think. For Christ's sake, May, it's not going to work. Do what the writers are incapable of and try and come up with a better plan. May nearly gets busted, but she leaves just in time through the bloody massive hole in the ceiling. She probably could have come in that way, but maybe she didn't know it was there, which is weird because she seemed to know the whole layout of this place. We are then back with Osha, who is waiting to take off from the planet she crashed into with 0 injuries. Osha is wanted for murder. The evidence she didn't do these murders is her word.
I didn't do it.
And Sol having a nice feeling about her. Either way, for the sake of the show being interesting, you would think that they'd have the other characters be slightly wary of her just to be safe. You know, keep an eye on her. Have a bit of unease until her innocence is confirmed. No, the could-be murderer is allowed to hang out with the young Padawan alone. So don't worry, audience looking for an intriguing story full of mystery. Osha is 1000% innocent, and we are not going to let anyone think otherwise, even the other characters. We find out Osha is flexible, to the delight of the Padawan.
I'm better company than a droid, and way more flexible.
And surprisingly, Yord seems to be the most sensible person on the ship.
I must protest over not restraining the prisoners.
You still think she killed Indara?
Sadly for Yord, he's piss weak and no one listens to him. For some reason, the writers want to make sure there's no tension in this show.
Don't let fear affect your judgment.
don't let fear affect your judgment. I think caution and fear are two different things, but okay. Sol tells the lizard lady about Osha's twin. As his superior, I'm surprised she didn't already know about the twin. But that's okay because another suspect with the same description has been spotted.
A suspect matching Osha's description broke into a local Jedi temple.
Black women with dreads must be super rare in this galaxy because apparently they thought Osha was the only one. Now they've got two. And obviously it can't be Osha, but the people making this show know their audience. An audience that would forget to dry themselves after a shower if they weren't reminded to. So they explain it out loud so the Disney fans don't have to pry their gaze away from their mobile phones while the show's on.
You get it now!
She could hardly be in your custody and committing another crime at the same time.
There is a writing term called show, don't tell. The writers of this show have never heard of that.
You get it now!
Sol is told to investigate the new suspect and to take Osha with him. Now, Sol hasn't seen Osha for 6 years. Osha's sister is alive. How does Sol know that Osha and May aren't working together and this is just a trap to kill Sol? Well, he doesn't.
Let's say this twin theory holds true. They could be working together.
But the writers know, so he should be safe. Sol tells everyone which planet they are off to, and Osha says that Torbin is on that planet.
Set a course for Olega.
Olega?
Torbin is on Olega.
How the hell does she know that? Osha hasn't spoken to anyone in 6 years. Why would she assume Torbin is still on that planet? There are many little lines like this throughout the script that makes the whole show feel like it was written by AI, characters knowing information or locations without what should be any prior knowledge. And while finding out this show was written by AI would explain a lot, it's probably unlikely. No, the more this show goes along, the more it feels like the original story was rearranged and changed with reshoots. There's the whole weird reveal of the twins, all the out-of-place lines, and the feeling that nothing is linear. May goes to town to meet her sidekick who makes her some poison to kill Torbin. I can't wait to see how she's going to get the poison into Torbin. Maybe a string from the ceiling, like the politically incorrect James Bond. Maybe in his food, because surely we are not going to pretend that the Force can keep you alive for 10 years without food and water. I'm sure the comments will let me know if Force fasting has been a thing before. The sidekick here is easily the best actor in the show, but take in this everyman personality he's giving, because we will revisit that in future episodes. We find out surprisingly that tattoos are a big thing in Star Wars.
What is that?
I got this in Corpsec Crazy Night with some of my crew. And you hate it.
Well, the lesbian activist writer needs to get out more often because how is this crappy tattoo even noticeable in a world with this, and this? Oh, God. I see our lump here was rebellious. In another case of self-insertion, Leslye Headland wants us to believe tattoos are rebellious in the Star Wars universe.
And you hate it.
Now, my disdain for the Boba Fett mods really made me want to hurt someone, but at the very least, they were trying to be otherworldly.
Aren't you a little old to be here?
But a tattoo? Why not a tramp stamp? My mistake. That's what Yorda's rocking. Now, I'm guessing the tattoo is going to be important to the whole twin thing. So don't forget you saw it, man babies. I can't believe that the Acolyte is so bad that I used the effing mods as an example of a better idea. I feel so dirty.
No!
May's back to kill the youthful old man Torbin. This should be interesting.
Confess your crime to the Jedi Council, or receive the forgiveness you seek right here, right now, from me.
What? I thought we were going to see some brilliant way May was going to poison him, but instead he just decides to come out of the trance and top himself. What was the point of the poison? Could they have thought of a more boring death? What's next? Killing the Wookiee off screen? I'm only joking. Even Disney can't be that stupid. Why didn't they do something more interesting, like trying to convince him to come out of the trance by, say, threatening to hurt one of the local children in front of him? She could have flashed him.
We're gonna go with boobs.
Yeah! Show me boobs! There they are!
No, that probably wouldn't have worked on Torbin. What about convincing him to top himself with his lightsaber? Anything that is more visually interesting and character building than sipping a drink.
Woman!
What the hell? Jedi are meant to be disciplined, and Jedi Porkins here can't even discipline himself enough to stay out of the fridge. More self-insertion. Seriously, we were shown that fitness is not only part of the Jedi training, but essential to survival. What's he going to do if there's trouble?
Hold the door! Hold the door! Hold the door! Hold the door!
The Force would be really handy for a short of breath larger person. Imagine how many snacks he could carry all at once.
Woman!
Now, just before our brains melt trying to get through this amazing Star Wars content, let's talk about what you can do with all that spare time you're going to have not watching these horrible Disney Star Wars shows. Are you an artist, a musician? Maybe you're a YouTuber, or you might just have a cool product you want to sell. Well, get yourself in front of the world with an amazing website from Squarespace. Start with one of Squarespace's professionally designed templates, or you can create your own template. Let me show you how easy it is. Go to squarespace.com, templates, choose build your own template, give your site a name, customize your site by selecting different layout designs, colors and fonts, then make it your own with the ease of drag and drop designing using Squarespace's amazing custom tool Fluid Engine. Add photo galleries, portfolios and video backgrounds, and if you do have a product to sell, easily set up a store so you can sell directly to your customers. Cha-ching! And Squarespace has now added AI to the design process. With just a few simple prompts, your website text will be written for you. Can you believe it? We really are living in the future. And if digital content is your thing, Squarespace websites let you set up a members area where you can monetize your content right on your own website. You can even set up online courses with multimedia lessons, progress tracking, and flexible pricing. So, once your content is live, you'll be earning money 24/7. And who doesn't want that? Squarespace also provides secure payments and client invoicing, so you can just about run your whole business straight from your website. Head over to squarespace.com/robothead and try Squarespace today for free. And then when you are ready to start living the dream, use the code ROBOTHEAD and you'll get 10% off your first purchase. See the link below. Go to Squarespace today and get that dream rolling.
I know what this looks like, but I can explain.
Osha splits from the group that are heading to our German electronic DJ here, and somehow she gets to the room first.
Step away from the body.
Why did the others take the long way? Anyway, this is interesting. Maybe they're going to think that Osha killed Electro Funk here, and they're going to think that she and May are working together.
She didn't do it.
No, Yord was following her and saw everything. Even though I'm not sure how he got to the room after the others when he took the same shortcut as Osha. The others went the long way. But move on.
Oh, so there were no signs of struggle.
He took this poison willingly.
He took the poison willingly? Why is this script in such a hurry? There was absolutely no sign of him taking it willingly. But I guess no time for intrigue. We've only got a $180 million budget to launder. Oh, and no one's stressed because Jedi Deep Dish is back.
Hold the door!
They track down the poison-making dude, and Jedi Knight Yord has a plan.
We secure the perimeter. Jackie stays on lookout, and I will confront this imposter.
Or we skip that, and she just talks to him.
Wow, okay. There's some lesbian activist feminist writing. We can't have a woman show respect to a man, can we? Even if he is her superior.
Are you ready?
That's quite the call to send in Osha. The Jedi still don't have any proof that Osha isn't working with May. May has tried to kill Osha before and could be waiting in there for her, but yeah, let's send in the novice. They could either be in on the killings or end up dead. Man, the Star Wars universe looks like such a shithole these days. What kid watches this? Well, none. The shills keep saying it's for kids, but I don't know any kids watching this show. But if little Timmy is out there and decides to give this show a try, does he enjoy the week in, week out of shitty, claustrophobic, horrible little towns? Are they going to spark his imagination? Is Timmy going to dream of living in a world of dirt and misery, where no one looks cool, no one owns anything fun, and the only job is selling junk on the street? Luke might have been a farm boy, but he dreamed of Flight Academy and had a sick ride to blast around the desert in. But here, a third world looking shithole. If Timmy dreams of that, he can just go to San Francisco.
You look exactly like her.
This guy's not right for this show. For one, he can act, and he has more than 2 facial expressions, unlike our friend here playing Osha.
Whoa, wait. Hold on.
Back away.
Anyway, Bill Cosby here tells Sol that May will be returning in the evening, and then Sol says,
Yord, secure the perimeter. Keep an eye out for May.
Hang on, Sol. Are you going to apologise to Yord? That was his plan from the beginning.
We secure the perimeter. Jackie stays on lookout, and I will confront this imposter.
I know all the women in modern Star Wars have to have attitude, but that doesn't really work if you just end up doing the man's plan.
If you want to get to her, she'll be back here tonight.
We will be revisiting this scene in future episodes because the whole setup to trap May, helped along by our poisoner here, makes absolutely no sense when we find out what's going on with this guy later on. Sol confronts May, and again, like Trinity in the first episode, he seems more interested in showing off his skills than stopping her and taking her into custody.
You attacked me without a weapon. Why? Tell me. Who trained you?
The fight scene really loses tension when one of the people fighting is interviewing the other during the fight.
You couldn't tell me who he is even if you wanted to.
You know, she did kill another Jedi Master, so we might actually think Sol is in danger if he saved the questions for later. But if there was any doubt that Sol was going to be fine in this fight, we get a shot of Yord watching the fight from a nearby balcony with binoculars, like he's at the theatre. Why isn't he down helping with the fight? And why does he need those things? They're 20 feet away. And what about the Padawan? Well, she doesn't even know what's going on.
What's going on, Yord?
Sol is trying to find out who trained May.
This bloody story makes no sense. Police shows have been around since the invention of television. There are lost tribes in the Amazon that know that you arrest the criminal and then you question them at your will. You don't try and question them during their arrest.
In the name of the Galactic Center of the Republic, you are under arrest.
And speaking of arrest, the mouthy Padawan comes in hot with a helicopter searchlight, straight out of Cops. I never saw the Jedi as a police force, but this show treats them like you're watching Coruscant PD Blue.
Stop! In the name of the Republic and the Jedi Order!
They tell May that Osha is alive.
My sister is dead!
Osha is alive.
And lazy-ass Yord decides to join in. What? Sol easily disarmed her and then held her above the ground against her will. Yord easily pushes her across the ground. What in hell is stopping them from just grabbing her? And how is the chopper in the sky helping? And more importantly, why can't the Mongo show creators make a simple action scene that makes sense? Because it's not that hard. The show then just goes cartoon logic and May escapes in a cloud of dust.
Smoke! Doof.
I never knew dust was the ultimate weapon against the Jedi. These highly trained individuals who are trained to not rely on their eyes.
With the blast shield down, I can't even see.
Your eyes can deceive you. Don't trust them.
Get super confused and lose all their powers if they can't see their target who was only a few feet away for a couple of seconds.
Can't see. How am I supposed to fight?
And as for the air support, well, the show creators don't understand that either. What the hell do they understand?
I've lost visual. I'm turning back around.
The sole purpose of air support is to spot people trying to escape if they give the police the slip.
Passenger is going to be a black female. The owner ran him off. The driver is running back northbound.
The air support goes missing. And Osha is just standing there. So May speeds away. But haven't we got air support? How easy it's going to be for that spaceship to follow her? Maybe Sol should just jump on the radio and tell Padawan air support that May's in a speeder and which direction she's heading. But no, we can't do that because in the script it said May gets away and no one in this production cares.
With respect, we don't have time for talks, Master Vanestra.
Our problem has changed.
Then we have a bizarre exchange that makes zero sense and only exists to divert Sol away from the chase and give May time to kill again, because the script needs her to, even though Sol knows exactly where she's going and could stop her.
But we know where she's going next. We must
We
move.
don't make decisions like this without meaningful discussion, Sol.
Meaningful discussions? Who the hell wrote this? They didn't go with, we need to discuss this first, or we have to have a clear strategy. No, they have to have discussions, and they can't be casual or flippant. They have to be meaningful discussions. Thanks for the heads up, Green Lizard. Sol must be thinking, thank God she warned me, because I was going to wear my clown wig to the next meeting.
Your old Padawan going rogue was one thing, but now a trained outsider is responsible.
It also clearly makes no sense that the Green Lizard was all for going to arrest Osha, that they thought was a murderer, but she doesn't want to go after May because she's trained.
But now a trained outsider is responsible.
Did you think whoever killed the first Master Jedi wasn't trained? How would that work? Jedi Deep Dish is standing on a balcony right opposite the poison shop. That's some great surveillance there. Very discreet. All you'd have to do is send him up a whole roast chicken and that would give you a couple of seconds to slip out the back. Our poison-making friend here is suspiciously good at fighting. Wonder what that means.
I can get us out of this city. And go where?
Call for a relaxing forest retreat in the Outer Rim.
A relaxing forest retreat in the Outer Rim.
What was that? A relaxing forest retreat in the Outer Rim? Did he just accidentally read the part of the script that describes the scene instead of the dialogue part of the script? Does he have a brochure from the relaxing retreat he's talking about? What a bizarre description in this situation. And what is more bizarre is that when we see Kofa, it isn't a relaxing retreat. It's nothing of the sort. Was that an old idea that was changed during production but slipped through and no one picked up on it? I'm guessing yes. We finally meet the Wookiee Jedi, a combination I never needed to see. Though I would like to see the Wookiee parents' reaction to Jedi turning up to their house to say that they're going to take away their child Wookiee. It would be great to see a couple of Jedi with their arms ripped off.
Nice.
Join me next time. Surely this show can't get worse.
The power of one, power of two, the power of many.
What the fuck?